Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House?
Sure. Come on in.
They have cold beer and action on the game.
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
It's time for the Degenerates Next Door.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Anything going on in the world of gambling today I need to know about? Anything happening at all? My name is Jason Hammer. I'm joined by Rob Kendall. Proud to say that neither one of us have ever been invited to a back alley poker game hosted by Chauncey Billups.
I've also never been inside a federal correctional facility.
Never seen a Turkish prison. A grown man naked.
Now, a couple of these guys may not be able to say that pretty soon.
Like somewhere right now in America, you've got Chauncey Billups weighing his options. Do I want to go to federal, pound me in the ass prison, or rat out the mafia? None of those seem like they're going to have a good finish, Rob.
Well, you know what's interesting, and you and I have talked about this before. You know, my old man was a federal law enforcement officer, and one of the things that he did was when they called them WITSEC, Witness Protection Program people, would get out back into decent society, he had to keep an eye on them. They don't just let them go, right? Somebody's making sure they're not committing crimes and doing their jobs and et cetera. And we were laughing because, he had some pretty high-profile mafia figures, but outside of the mafia community, most of these people could, assimilate into decent society and live a quiet life. What sort of life would Chauncey Billups lead if he got into the Witness Protection Program?
Right. I just got back from the middle of nowhere for fall break. I went up to Jackson, Wyoming. We went to Grand Teton, Yellowstone, big ranch country, mountain country. I'm sure somebody out there probably has seen Chauncey Billups on television. You've watched him win an NBA championship, be inducted into the Hall of Fame, beat the Indiana Hoosiers in March Madness. If you lived in the middle of nowhere in Jackson Hole.
Yeah.
I think I would recognize Chauncey Billups if he were walking down the street. He's a distinctively looking guy.
This is a true story. I think I can tell this now. I think the statute of limitations has expired. True story about one of the mafia guys my dad had. So this guy is high-profile guy, testifies against the mob. He gets out. They send him to Indiana. So my dad's in charge of him. And he gets a call that this guy's been arrested. And they're like, for what? And I think this came from the marshals. Because, the guy's got a different name and everything, and there's only a handful of people that'll be able to figure out who this guy is, but the local cops arrest him. He's like, for what? We got in a bar fight. So he goes and sees the guy. What'd you do? Well, this guy made a comment about my wife. And he just beat the crap out of him. And he goes, you're supposed to be in hiding. You're supposed to be not drawing any attention to yourself.
You can't be getting in bar fights, Sammy the Bull, or whatever your name is now. Knock it off.
But what? Yeah. I mean, Chauncey Billups. There's no way he's hiding.
I bet your old man's got some fascinating stories.
He's been cleaning out some of his old stuff, and he's been telling me about some of the people he's been coming across.
Is it just chaos? Is it like the movies, man?
Some of these guys were the one. So he had several mafia guys, but one of the more high profile ones. He said he was the most charming, nicest guy you would ever meet. He just was his personal existence. He just was a stone-cold killer hitman for the mob. But the reason he helped take down part of the mob was he was such a good witness because he was such a likable, nice guy that the jury's like, this guy's clearly telling the truth.
Wow, I could listen to your dad tell stories about that kind of stuff for hours. But again, we've got Chauncey Billups. He's basically in trouble for these back alley rounder-style Teddy KGB crooked-ass poker games where the technology was something from a James Bond movie, and they're just ripping off all of these people in these high-profile poker games.
See, I didn't understand this at the beginning. I was like, why would he do this? Why wouldn't he just go to a casino if the guy wants to play cards? And we were like, I don't understand. But then once they laid it out, you're like, no. He was in on the con, allegedly,
yes,
with the mob.
Working with the mob and just having these crooked, cheating poker games.
So the cell is like, hey, we get to go play cards with Chauncey Billups and his buddies. And then they're alleging basically he was scamming the people he's playing cards with.
100%. And the mob was funding it, and they had the technology where, these guys were wearing contact lenses or special glasses where you could see markings on the cards, almost like a blacklight type feature, special shuffling devices that would favor, the house and the people that were in on it. I mean, it's some next level James Bond type stuff here. And Chauncey Billups was in on it, working with the mob. And then you've got Miami Heat player Terry Rozier, former player Damon Jones. This is, in essence, just point shaving. One of the stories, and again, all of this is alleged at this point, but one of the stories is that Terry Rozier told all of his buddies, his gambling circle, bet the under on my props in my game tomorrow. And like 12,000 different bets all come in. And he goes out there and either fakes an injury, plays like crap, lays an egg. And the story is, this is what's alleged, they all went back to Rozier's house and counted the money together. Rozier wanted a cut of them betting on him screwing up the props.
But this is what I can't figure out. This guy's made a crap ton of money in his life. You still are in need of money that you're willing to throw it all away if this is true? Like, this is what I understand with these guys that are the pros, that are the college kids. Doesn't make it right, I get it, right? Especially in the pre-pay-em days, right? I mean, it's a horrible decision, and it's messed up many people. But at least on some level, you get it. These pro guys, you're making $1 gajillion.
Rozier's been in the league for a long time. He, in terms of career earnings, is set.
Yeah. Maybe he wasn't, though.
That's true. That's true. Maybe he's one of these lottery winners that's broke within a year because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
But no, this is a wild story. 11 states, at least 31 arrests. And as I said earlier, I'm just a Scott Foster away from hitting that parlay, my FBI four-leg parlay. I need the fixer. I need Scott Foster on there to cash my ticket.
I think we shared it on the @GamblingStuff Twitter account. But it was obviously a funny post, but it said the over-under between Billups and Rozier is 4.5 years in prison.
Right. And the NBA is very firm on their gambling policies. But if you go right now to DraftKings, the official gambling partner of the NBA, enter the code multiple arrests.
And if you'd like to lose some money, now I've got some bets for you. Hey, let's go.
Let's do it. And you know what? Let's get the party started tonight.
I want action tonight. Satisfaction all night.
All right, a little Thursday night football. Minnesota is at L.A. to take on the Chargers. Both teams had their underpants removed and their bare bottoms spanked last weekend. But if I'm given the option of having one team respond compared to the other, let's do a tale of the tape. Both teams look pretty bad last weekend. But one team's at home. One team does not have Carson Wentz at quarterback. They've got Justin Herbert. And I feel like the Chargers are the play here. It's only a 3-point line. That might jump to 3.5 later on this evening. Again, the time of this podcast, it's a little bit after noon on Thursday. I think if you want the Chargers, you jump on this now. I think they're going to throw the ball. I think they're going to have some success. We'll talk about that in the prop shop a little bit later on. And I've also got some NBA in the prop shop for tonight a little bit later on. But for the bet we're going to hang our hat on, I'm going to lay 3 points. Give me the Chargers. I think this is a bounce back spot, short week, at home, better quarterback, and it's a field goal or less. I'm in. I am in. Like Chauncey Billups in a crooked poker game, I am in. I will lay 3 with the Chargers. Now, the game of the week that we're handicapping here on this program, ourselves along with our 2 pros that we're going to bring on here in just a little bit, our professional handicappers, Kenny and David. You've got Green Bay at Pittsburgh. It's the Aaron Rodgers Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's the Sunday night game. You can watch it on NBC. The total is sitting around 45, but the Packers are a 3-point road favorite at Pittsburgh on Sunday night, Rob.
All right, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing here, and you know I'm a very spiteful person, Hammer, so I'm placing this bet just on spite. I want to rag all over Kenny Britt. I want to torture that guy during this game. I never root for the Packers as a Bears fan, but in this case, I hope they beat the Steelers by 1,000,000 so that I can just keep typing, ha, 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 to Kitty Britt. I'm taking the Packers laying the 3.
I love it. So spiteful, so petty, and I am here for every bit of it because I also am taking the Green Bay Packers -3. Man, there's just a big talent gap, I think, between Green Bay and Pittsburgh right now. Like, I don't know what happened to the NFC North, but nobody wants to play any defense. The Ravens don't play defense anymore. The Steelers don't play defense anymore. What's going on in the NFC North? I think the better quarterback is going to get the win. Right now, the better quarterback is Jordan Love. Give me Green Bay. I know Mike Tomlin at home as a dog, usually an ATM machine. I've talked about that a lot. But there comes a point in time where you just trust your own eyes. And I feel like Green Bay is just a better football team all the way around than the Pittsburgh Steelers right now.
I'm in with you, man. I'm on board. That means Pittsburgh's going to win by 9.
Let's find out what our professional handicappers think. Now, when we go to Kenny Britt, he's probably going to have Steelers Zubaz pants on, like a Neil O'Donnell jersey, wiping his butt with a terrible towel. He's one of these Steeler fans that's fanboy, but he's also a professional handicapper. We'll see what he and David Stephanoff have to say when we come back. We are the non-indicted degenerates next door. Been a busy day here on the Degenerates Next Door. Last time I checked, Rob and I haven't worked with the Italian mob yet, nor have we been contacted by the feds, so I feel like that's a good thing. Kenny Britt of KB Sports, one of our professional handicappers. You didn't get a subpoena, did you?
I'm here. I'm not in handcuffs. I'm not behind bars. I am here. Wow, what a morning, man. My phone goes off about 7:30, and it says Jason Hammer, and I open it up, and I said, oh, shit.
Yeah, this story was fast and furious this morning, this NBA gambling story. And as I said this morning when I jumped on our sports sister station here in Indy, we may lose every single bet we make this week. We could go 0 for the board, and we're still in a better position in life than Chauncey Billups is right now.
Oh, my God.
His options are either federal prison or rat out the mafia. Either way, that's not good.
No. I don't even think the witness protection program will save him on this one. He's
right.
I hope he's enjoyed his life because it's for all intents and purposes over. Either way.
Wouldn't you recognize Chauncey Billups? Like, he's a pretty recognizable guy. If you're a sports fan, like, you could move to the middle of Jackson, Wyoming, out there in ranch country, and I would be like, hey, you're Chauncey Billups. And he'd probably look at me, no, waving me off. You're totally Chauncey Billups, aren't you? Like, he's a recognizable guy.
Very much so. And how much money? I mean, I know all sports players, they're competitive. When they retire, they still need that drive. But I mean, how much money do you need? Are you losing that much in gambling where you have to do this kind of stuff? Or is it just a addictive Art Schleister trait? I mean, why? I guess is my question. Why?
And there's a difference between having a gambling problem or wanting that gambling rush and getting in bed with the mafia. Like, to me, that's like a horse of a different color. Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson, famous gamblers, they'd go to a casino and they'd do it the right way. We're talking about some backroom Rounders, Teddy KGB type of stuff here.
Yeah, that's really bad. I told you in our group text that I'd played craps with Jeff Foster before at a legal casino.
Right,
right. The former Pacers center. But I just don't understand it. But I want to make this point. I talked about this earlier in the summer. Legalized gambling on not the Chauncey Billups stuff, but on the point shaving stuff is good for sports because they're the ones that catch these guys. There are so many companies that monitor every sports book in America. And if there is any kind of crazy action, they will halt the betting. They will notify the authorities and that particular league, and they will get caught eventually. So I don't want gambling to get a bad name, even over the next week it's going to be, oh, that's why gambling, blah, blah, blah. legalized gambling is safe
Right.
to the point where people will get caught. So, I'm sure you and Rob probably talked about that earlier, but
Well,
yeah, it is.
And it's just like drinking, right? Just having some beers with your buddies, there's nothing wrong with that. Having 8
Right.
shots of tequila and getting in a car, there's a problem with that.
Exactly. It's how you go about it. And I just can't understand how these guys need that kind of money. I know, like on the Terry Rozier thing, I saw one of the best was $13,000. Well, he was in the middle of a $95 million contract.
Right. Right.
I'm not, you went to Beach Grove, I went to Whiteland. I'm not real good in math, but I just don't understand that. I need explain to me what he was thinking.
All right, so let's get down to our Chauncey Billups lock of the night here, Kenny. It's your Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Green Bay Packers. It's the Aaron Rodgers Bowl. It's the night game on NBC Sunday night. Steelers, they are the home team. Tomlin, usually good as a dog. Packers are a 3-point favorite on the road, and the over-under right around 45.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I when I was looking at the game, I thought, Jason's always on that Tomlin underdog angle. He's over 70% winning percentage when he's a home dog. And like I said, I know you've been on that angle for years. So, you know where I'm at. We don't need to spend a lot of time on it. The Steelers, Jordan Love is going to leave in an ambulance. Steelers going to beat them. Aaron Rodgers is going to have a big day.
Okay, so what have you seen from the Steelers defense, Kenny, that makes you say Jordan Love's going to leave in an ambulance? Like Steelers and Ravens. Steelers and Ravens both traditionally great defenses, and there are some dudes, but man, this isn't 5 years ago. Ravens defense stinks, and the Steelers couldn't shut down Grandpa on Monday Night Football from driving down for the game-winning field goal.
Okay, I want to stop being a Steelers fan for a minute and be a handicapper. You talked about the Steelers defense and Grandpa Flacco. I'm going to give you a worse scenario. Justin Fields crushed the Steelers defense. Remember that game?
Oh, yeah.
Week 1 or week 2? Yeah. So I don't know what's wrong with their defense. They haven't really had injuries per se. I think Ramsey missed a game, but, they've just had their typical, like any team does as far as injuries. I can't finger point what is wrong with that defense, but it's historically bad for the Steelers. They're giving up almost 24 points a game. That's just not Steeler defense. And, Flacco made them look bad. Justin Fields made them look bad, Jason. I don't know. But, the Packers haven't played real well offensively. They were behind last week. They had to come back to win that game. Aaron Rodgers, as slow as he is, he can still drop the ball in the basket, man, right where it needs to go. If he's got time, he's still a good quarterback. So, but home game Sunday night, coming off a loss, Tomlin, all that stuff adds up. I like the Steelers outright, but I'm going to take it. I think is it still at 3 or is it moved?
I'm seeing 3.
3. Okay, all right. Then I'm on the Steelers plus 3. I just can't see them losing this game. Plus, obviously, the Aaron Rodgers playing the Packer thing. He's saying it's not a big deal, but it is.
Right.
We all know that.
Absolutely. All right, so now we'll let you pick any other game on the board.
All right, I'm going down to Atlanta, the Falcons, and the Dolphins. I've got 3 levels of disaster in my rating system, Jason.
Uh-huh.
I got a dumpster fire, a train wreck, and a nuclear explosion. The Miami Dolphins are teetering between train wreck and nuclear explosion right now. If people haven't heard, 2 weeks ago, Tua called out his head coach and all the players for being late to meetings, for not showing up to meetings and all that. So then last week, Tua has a horrible game. He pulls him. Mike McDaniel says, well, he's still going to be our starter next week, and our expectations is he doesn't throw 10 picks. That's legitimately what the head coach said about his starting
bar has been
quarterback.
set pretty damn low in Miami.
It is a really low bar in Miami. The writing's on the wall. McDaniel's gone at the end of this year, if not probably before that. I'm going to miss the guy. He's great for sound bites. He really is. But you pointed it out on your social media, Jason, earlier this week. What's wrong with Mike McDaniels? He wears capris.
Right.
I mean, You can't be an NFL coach and wear capri pants.
Capri-wearing coaches are a combined 1 in 13 so far.
That's the funniest stat of the year. That's awesome. So anyway, but having said all that, last week's game was in Cleveland, cold, rainy, windy, all that good stuff. You know, Tua's a Hawaiian guy, played at Bama, plays in Miami. This game's in Atlanta, which is in a dome, which is what we like to call a fast track. And they've got weapons offensively, you know, with Waddle and A-Chain and Waller. They're going to put up some points. They average over 21 points a game, but their defense is atrocious. I think Atlanta I think Bijan Robinson might have 300 scrimmage yards this weekend. So all that leads to me, I love this over 44.5. I love this play over 44.5. I think the Dolphins will be good for at least 17. I think Atlanta could bring it up into the mid-30s against this defense. This defense is historically bad, giving up 30 points a game right now. So, I'm on the over on that game, Jason. Just keep an eye on all the stuff going on there. I think if they get beat bad this weekend, he's gone this week, their head coach. And like I said, it'll be a shame. Great sound bites, but just not a very good football. Like you said last week, he's funny, but I don't want Dave Chappelle managing my team either.
Right. So we're going to go over 44.5 with that, and you've got the Steelers catching 3 at home on Sunday night. Where can we find your VIP plays? Because you don't just do the NFL. There's college football. There's basketball taking place. You're a horse racing machine. We got the Breeders' Cup coming up. Where can we find your VIP?
Yeah, like Jason said, Breeders' Cup is next weekend, Friday and Saturday, the 31st and the 1st. I'm on Facebook, KB Sports, NBA so far this season. We started 3-1. We just missed going 4-0 by a half a point last night. I don't know, maybe that point was shaved. We'll have to check into that. But KB Sports, we do it all. On Facebook, baseball, basketball, football, horse racing. And had a great week last week in football. Went 13-4 overall. And let's all get them this week, Jason. We all need a big week.
My man, we'll talk to you next Tuesday for the College Football Show.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
And as always, we go from one professional handicapper to another one. David Stephanoff, the man behind FollowNeverFade.com. Pro handicapper extraordinaire, joins us. And David, I'll ask you the same thing that I asked Kenny. You didn't get a subpoena by the FBI this morning, did you?
No, not this year. I didn't. I avoided it this year, bud. I avoided it this year.
Good. All right, man, let's dive into it here. We've got the game of the week, the Green Bay Packers at the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's the Aaron Rodgers Bowl. It's the Sunday night game. The total is right around 45, and the spread, Green Bay is a road favorite, 3.5 in some spots against Mike Tomlin, who, David, traditionally, Tomlin as a dog at home has been an ATM.
Yeah, I love to hear what KB Sports, he's a die-hard Steeler fan here, about how to say about this game. Tomlin at home, you already know he's the best mediocre coach in the history of football. I'll give him that. I don't. This line kind of seems kind of tricky. I think Vegas wants everybody to take Pittsburgh here, but if I can get 3.5 points here, I'm thinking I'm going to take that 3.5 points. I'm just looking at Green Bay here. They've played two backup quarterbacks. They've faced two backup quarterbacks the last 2 weeks. I think that line seems sketchy, Hammer.
Yeah, I'm on Green Bay. I just feel like there's a major talent gap here. And trust me, nobody talks about Tomlin being a dog at home and what that means more than I do, because I've made a lot of money on Tomlin as a dog. But I'm not in love with this Steelers team at all.
I know they win ugly. They win ugly. Nobody likes to root for Aaron Rodgers, but the egg they laid versus Cincinnati, I kind of called that. We've seen that coming just because based on this short week, short rest. I just don't think that. I mean, they lost to Seattle at home, which scares me because they know they beat the weaker competition up pretty well. They beat them. They losing at home to Seattle kind of scares me because Pittsburgh's such a tough place to play. But Green Bay's been so inconsistent since the Dallas game. Then they face, like I said, a backup quarterback versus Arizona. They face a backup quarterback versus the Bengals, who Flacco didn't even really throw a pass more than 10 yards till after halftime. I'm just going to take this 3.5 and scoop up the points here with the Steelers. I know it's ugly. I'm not a Steelers fan. My old lady's the biggest Steelers fan, just like Kenny Britt in the whole world. She's a diehard that she tells me every week, how good they are, how we go to the Super Bowl. I just rebut her, hey, the Colts are the same way, and she says the same thing to me. You're full of shit.
Right.
But
right.
hey, I'm gonna scoop the points up. I'm gonna take the 3.5. I just think I think it's a field goal game. It could be a field goal game. If I just don't want Pittsburgh to come out. Green Bay's known to get off to a hot start on the road. I just don't want them to come out and lay an egg and get behind in this game because Aaron Rodgers from behind, he can't scramble and run. But I just want to take the 3.5 and hope it's a close game and maybe a home team advantage. Like you always say, you like taking those home teams and take the little points. I'm going to take the home team NFL here with the field goal and a half, and hopefully they may win outright.
All right, so you, like Kenny, are on the Steelers here, and now you can pick any other game on the board here. Give me your Chauncey Billups lock of the week here, David.
Chauncey Billups, hey, the Blazers covered last night. That's all I know. Anyways, one game stuck out to me like a sore thumb. Was the next week's Monday night game. I know Washington's without a quarterback. Mariota's a quarterback. Kansas City and them are revving up. Their defense is hitting all cylinders. The offense is hitting all cylinders. I like the under Monday night with Kansas City and Washington. Mariota, quarterback. I don't see Washington scoring any points, especially on Monday night at night. Mariota behind center. I like the Kansas City Chiefs. I like the Washington Commanders under 48 points. I think it's a one-sided game here. The line says all you need to know is 13-point spread, 48 total. I'm going under 48, Kansas City, Washington, and a snoozer like they usually do on Monday night, just a fast Monday night. This is going to be a boring game. Take the under 48.
All right, David, if somebody wants to become a client of yours and get the VIP plays, not just for the NFL, but college football, World Series, basketball, the NBA is underway, college hoop getting ready to get fired up, where can they go?
Hey, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I'm available on all platforms. Message me directly to sign up. We get you plays texted right to your phone or add you to a Facebook no chat on Messenger with over 100 people. Football so far this year, we're 40-24 in NFL, guys. 40-24 in NFL. Basketball just started 2 nights ago. We almost flipped the board last night. We went to 1-2 opening night. But, hey, college basketball, my bread and butter is college basketball. I love it. It starts in less than 2 weeks. But you can message me directly anywhere on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Sign up. I'm very transparent. Have a great week. Shout out to the mayor of Brownsburg. I heard he's going to be playing some golf soon. I hope he can break 43. The KB Sports, Kenny Britt, and, of course, you, Hammer. Thank you for all you do. Have a great week to the Degenerates, and don't forget to follow Never Fade.
All right, you heard our professionals, both of them, on the Steelers, and they've got some other plays as well. All right, take a little time out here. When we come back, we'll get Rob back in here. Mr. Monday Night will saunter into the studio. We'll see what he has to say about David's Monday pick. And we'll drive down to the prop shop and maybe ball on a budget. We're rolling. We are. Back on the Degenerates Next Door. We are the degenerates that have not been indicted by the feds. There have been no subpoenas passed out here.
Yet.
Just a couple guys making some bets.
Can we all agree that of the four of us, David is the most likely to get indicted by the feds?
We asked David earlier, any subpoenas, and his response was, not this year. And I believe him. I 100% believe that answer and everything that means. All right, let's get the car keys. Let's get ready to drive down to the prop shop.
I take you to the
prop
shop. I let you lick the lollipop. Go ahead, girl, don't you stop. Keep on going till you hit the
prop. Lock and drop it, baby. So for tonight, a couple things for this Thursday night football game. We're looking at Keenan Allen, over 5.5 receptions. The year's going to be 2045. And I still feel like we're going to see Aaron Rodgers playing professional football and Keenan Allen catching passes from someone.
He's so old.
But last week, even in a bad performance against what might be a pretty good Indianapolis Colts team. There was a connection between Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen, and I think we're going to go over 5.5 receptions tonight. That will get you plus money. That's on the plus side of the scale, so you can double your money with that. Also, if we believe that the Chargers are going to be throwing the ball, I happen to think they will. Justin Herbert over 0.5 interceptions. If you can get some pressure, and I know Joe Alt is back, sounds like he's going to be a go tonight. That's going to help the pocket a little bit for Herbert, but I just don't see them going to the run very much. Not against Minnesota. You can throw on Minnesota, and I think the Chargers will, and you just need one tipped ball, one Hail Mary, one bad decision. He threw 2 picks last week. One of them was a tipped pass. Let's go over 0.5 interceptions, Justin Herbert tonight. NBA tonight. The Indiana Pacers open their season against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And here's a prop for you. Pacers' first made three-pointer. We're going to go with Benedict Mathurin at plus 295. Benedict Mathurin in a contract year has never met a shot he doesn't like. And now that Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner are not going to be on the floor, I feel like Mathurin's going to go out there and try to earn himself a big payday when he becomes a free agent at the end of the year. So Benedict Mathurin to make the first Pacers three-pointer tonight, plus 295. Now, Rob, I'm going to ask you a question. Do I have permission to do one of your bits? I don't want to be like one of those radio hosts that just steals somebody's bit without giving them credit for it.
That's right.
Because I've got something that I think would qualify as a let's get nuts, but I need to make sure it's okay with you.
Have at it, big boy.
All right, want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts!
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Colts and Titans this Sunday. The spread is 14. That's a big, big number, okay? But let's talk about Jonathan Taylor. Right now, Jonathan Taylor to score 3 touchdowns is plus 800. Now, 3 times this year, Jonathan Taylor has scored 3 touchdowns in a game.
And the Titans stink.
They have the second worst run defense in the league.
And he's playing for the MVP.
He is. And I think the Colts are trying to get him the MVP. He's kind of the face of this Colts offense.
I love it.
They're at home, plus 800 for 3 total touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor.
All right, want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts!
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
All right, so let's act like we're at a very illegal poker game with Chauncey Billups here, Rob. It's dealer's choice. Do you want to talk about the Monday night game, or do you want to ball on a budget?
Well, let's get the thing you don't want over first. Let's talk about Monday Night Football.
So David, one of our professional handicappers, likes the under in this Kansas City-Washington matchup. Jaden Daniels is out. It's at Kansas City. It's a 12-point spread. 12's a big number, but it's a backup quarterback for Washington. What do you think?
Aha, you say it's 12, but FanDuel says it's 11.5.
Oh, okay.
I hate this game. I hate all these Monday night games. I'm getting off Monday night after this year. I hate every one of these Monday night games. It's been Stinksville, and I'm forced to pick it. I don't know. Look, if I got to deal with Taylor Swift and the Chiefs, I might as well root for them to make me some money. I'll take the Chiefs laying 11.5. I hate this Monday night game. I hate it, Hammer, but I'll take the Chiefs laying 11.5.
That's a big number, but again, the Chiefs have looked pretty good as of late, and Washington limps in here with Marcus Mariota taking snaps.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears beat them with Jaden Daniels, so come on, can't the Chiefs win by 2 scores?
All right, so let me take you back into your comfort zone, being a cheap ass.
This happens to be a $100 minimum bet table. Perhaps you'd be more comfortable at one of our lower stakes tables.
Oh! All right, you cheapskates. It's time for Rob Kendall's Ballin' on a Budget.
Very tight with $1.
You hit this last week, right?
I did. That's 3rd time this year.
And the whole premise of Ballin' on a Budget is one of the cheapest men alive, Rob Kendall, will tell you how you can make a very small bet and at the very least double it or maybe do even better.
Yeah, we always try to get you into the plus twos, too. That way, if you hit one, you got 3 or 4 weeks to lose, and then you'd be back to even. So we always try to get, yeah, we try to get the odds into plus twos. All right, here we go. All money line bets. We got the Bills minus 290 at the Panthers, the Ravens minus 300 versus the Bears, the Falcons minus 420 versus the Dolphins, Eagles minus 375 versus the Giants, and the Bucks minus 205 at the Saints. So Bills, Ravens, Falcons, Eagles, Bucks, money line. Put them all together, you get plus 290. A $10 bet pays you $29.
I like it. I like it. Let's recap the board. Tonight, I'm on the Chargers minus 3, and our game of the week, Steelers minus 3. And if you want the prop bets, go back and just take a listen to the prop shop in the program.
I want Kenny Britt to suffer. I want him to be in misery Sunday night.
I hope you fail.
I'm in the Packers minus 3, and I hate that Monday night game, but I'll take the Chiefs laying 11.5.
Shocker, Kenny Britt is taking the Steelers, catching 3.
Oh, he's going to be so miserable if they lose. I so hope they lose.
And he's on the over 44.5 with the Falcons and Dolphins. David Stephanoff also on the Steelers, catching the points. And he's on the under on the Monday night game, KC and Washington under 48. All right. Try not to get arrested. If you get invited to a poker game with Chauncey Billups, just say no. And until then, may the odds be ever in your favor. We will be back next week, Tuesday, for the big college football show. We are the so far unindicted degenerates next door.